Alright, hello everyone and welcome. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Today is Saturday, September 10th, 2016. I'm Darkside Phil. Welcome to my gameplay stream. Today is going to be the continuation of the Nuka World DLC in Fallout 4. I've been enjoying this a lot. I've been saying on social media, I actually think Nuka World is way better than the Far Harbor DLC that came out earlier this year. Being that this is only the second and final story-based DLC for Fallout 4, I am pleased that that is the case. Of course, it's bittersweet, being this is the final time that we'll be playing Fallout 4 together. And there's really no reason to go back to the game after today unless some amazing-looking mod ends up coming out. But the bottom line is it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like it's going to be just like, this is it, the last hurrah for Fallout 4, okay? Now, before we even get started, I want to say a couple quick things about this stream today, and for, as long as it continues, because this could continue tomorrow and Monday. I know I'm not going to get a lot of viewership. I didn't expect to get a lot of viewership on a Nuka World playthrough, okay? Here's why. A couple reasons. Number one, I'm not even playing this when it's a new release. It came out over a week ago, right? It was actually released the final week of August, and I completely skipped it as a new release because I was in the middle of multiple other playthroughs. So, already I'm playing it late. And those who like to watch, gameplay when it's relatively new or newly released probably have already watched a playthrough elsewhere, alright? Number two, because it's Fallout 4. And, I hate to say that, because Fallout 4 I felt was an exceptional game, and it was actually my Game of the Year pick last year, right? I really, really enjoyed the game, even though a lot of people seem to pan the game, saying it should have been better. I really enjoyed it, and in that regard, I think some people maybe were a little too critical. I mean, yeah, the graphical performance of the game is kind of shit on consoles, but the content is really there, and the narrative is great. But anyway, I digress. A lot of people have written off Fallout 4 completely at this point, saying it's not as good as it should have been, and there seems to be this negative movement towards Fallout 4. And so because of that, people who maybe would have come out to watch my original Fallout 4 playthrough, just don't really care about the DLCs. Even when I played Far Harbor, really, it didn't get a lot of attention. People didn't really care about me playing that DLC either. So, in the truth of the matter is, I wasn't expecting that people were going to be coming out for, for this playthrough. It is what it is. This is me finishing up the content of the last couple of weeks before the new releases this week. Now, this is the second half of what I want to make a point about. Is that even though I'm playing Nuka World today, and if I don't finish it, I'll probably be playing it tomorrow, Monday, etc. This week is going to be very different. This week we've got no less than 4 new game releases, okay? So many so that I know one of them I'm not even going to be playing this week. There's just no way. So, just so you know, here's the deal with this coming week. This Tuesday, here's all the games coming out. Wait till you hear this lineup, okay? First of all, a brand new game, a brand new IP from Microsoft. It's called Recore. It's regarding taking these robotic cores out of robots and putting them into other robots, and basically having like an AI companion that allows you to do combat but also to solve puzzles. It's a pretty unique premise, and we've seen it now 2 straight E3s. They've advertised it. It finally comes out this Tuesday. So it seems like an interesting new kind of game, and I definitely want to check that out. There's 2 remaster collections coming out this week. We've got the BioShock trilogy as well as the Dead Rising trilogy. 2 huge franchises, right? Games that have sold ridiculous amounts of copies and have fan bases, established over the years. And I've done a full playthrough of BioShock 1 for YouTube way back when. We're talking, I think it was like either 2009 or 2010. I'm not 100% sure when it was. I think it was one of my early days of YouTube. It was definitely on the Darkside Phil channel. So that was a long time ago. Alright? So that was before Direct Capture. That was back when I remember half the playthrough. I was sitting around drinking, like having drinks, alcohol. And I was, not really paying too much attention to the playthrough in a lot of ways. So because of that, the playthrough wasn't great. It was good, but it wasn't great. I would like to redo a playthrough of BioShock 1 now that it's been remastered for modern consoles, okay? Direct capture, me paying attention, doing more observational style stuff. But also, Dead Rising, I never played Dead Rising 1. Never. And so, being that I've only, I take that back. I did play it. I played it for like 2 hours, and I didn't like the game at all. But that was before I'd ever played a Dead Rising game. So I didn't know anything about the controls or anything about that. And keep in mind, that was a different era. That was before I ever played games for YouTube. There were a lot of games I played back in the day that I disliked, that I've now gone back and played again and I liked. So I would like to do a full playthrough of Dead Rising 1 as preparation for the upcoming Dead Rising 4 in December. So, 3 pretty high-profile games, okay? 3 pretty high-profile games coming out. Now, there's a 4th game, if you can friggin' believe it. Minecraft Story Mode, the final episode, the conclusion of this entire game that's been running a year, comes out this Tuesday as well. Insanely bad timing, but we all know that Telltale Games, when they release these games, don't give a shit about other games. They just release shit whenever they feel like it. And so, that's probably a game I'm not going to be playing this week, just being completely honest with everyone here. I doubt that I'm going to be playing it. I don't think that it makes sense to play it at this point. I don't think anyone's going to care about me squishing in a Minecraft episode when there's just 3 other games that people want to see. Now, what's interesting is, last night on Twitter, I put up a question to everyone, and I said, I'm curious, give me your feedback. Which would you rather have me play this week? Which is the one that you want to see me play the most? ReCore, Dead Rising Remastered, or BioShock Remastered? And the most interesting thing, I got a big mix. It wasn't like there was a consensus. It wasn't even like there was a leaning towards one or the other. Everyone had different reasonings. Some people were like, well, the 2 games that are remasters are older games. I'd rather see you play new stuff. That's where you excel. So play ReCore first. I want to see that. Some people were like, well, your BioShock playthrough was, good but not great because of back in the day, the limitations of how you captured. And like you said, you were drinking and stuff during the playthrough. It's one of the greatest games of the last console generation. We want to see a legitimate full playthrough. We'd like to see you play that. And then other people made the point that, Dead Rising 4 is coming out in December. And so, the fact that I've never played Dead Rising 1 would be an awesome playthrough as well. So, hearing all these responses, like, damn, there's really no consensus of public opinion amongst my viewer base, at least those who follow me on Twitter, of what they're going to want to see. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm kind of proposing this right now on pre-stream so you understand how this is going to work. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, on Twitter, at They Call Me DSP, I'm going to post up a poll. And the poll's going to say, which do you want to see me play the most out of those 3 options? And I'm not necessarily saying that the Twitter poll is going to 100% determine what I do, but it may heavily influence the order that I play the new releases this week, okay? And by the way, I just want to make this abundantly clear. Being that this is a week where there's 3 new releases, do not expect me to be doing a lot of reviews or anything like that, or even vlogging. More than likely what it's going to be is double sessions of gameplay every single day this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, double sessions. Friday's a little different. I'll talk about that in the week in preview. I'm actually shifting around my schedule this week. Friday is basically becoming my Saturday, and then my Saturday is becoming my Friday. But I'll talk about that tomorrow night, okay? But yeah, it's going to be an interesting week of full gameplay of all these games, and what a difference, right? All 3 games are completely different styles of games, so it should be a lot of fun. It really should. So, ladies and gents, it's going to be a fun week. What I'm hoping, is that those of you who are here right now are going to come back and check out at least one of the 3 upcoming playthroughs this week, being that, no matter what, I think the 3 games are going to cover all kinds of genres of gaming. And I think you'll enjoy it. And, we'll go from there. I hope that I can get some more reinvigoration in my stuff this week, simply because it's been really slow lately. And I need stuff to pick up, being that this is the hardcore gaming season. I need stuff to pick up because, in October is when the big new releases are coming out. Mafia 3, Gears of War 4, the PlayStation VR, Battlefield 1, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Last Guardian, amongst others, okay? And I need to get people excited again to be joining my streams and watching my videos, because this is the biggest time of the year for me. Now, last year, it was a little different. Last year, we had Until Dawn at the end of August, which was a sleeper hit. I had no idea it would be popular. It ended up being one of my most popular playthroughs of recent memory. And then right after that, we had Metal Gear Solid 5. So we had 2 high-profile games back-to-back, and boom, boom, giant activity around my channels, and that was awesome. It got everyone pumped up for the hardcore gaming season. This year really haven't had that. It's been a relatively slow start in September here. So let's hope that stuff can get picked up, all right? Okay, so that's the deal. With the next couple of days into the week, and we will go from there. Now, I'm throwing something out here completely out of left field regarding tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow is Sunday, and, you know, I kind of left the schedule open because I didn't know how long Nuka World was going to be. What it's looking like is possibly between today and maybe one more stream, I'm going to finish up this Nuka World DLC for Fallout 4. Tomorrow, I'm throwing the possibility out there of possibly going back to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for one final time, because I wasn't too satisfied with the co-op that I did earlier this week of the final Zombies map, Revelations. We figured out a lot of stuff, but we didn't solve the Easter egg, and also I found out our game glitched out, which is why we couldn't continue the Easter egg, which is complete bullshit. We had an idea of what we needed to do, and we couldn't do it because the game fucked up. So because of that, you know, it ended up being kind of a really unfinished kind of run. And also, you know, Chris the Arid Lord, who'd been with us every step of the way for the zombie maps of Black Ops 3, couldn't join us because his internet was all fucked up. So, because of that, unfortunately, what I would like to do is maybe try again tomorrow. Okay? Maybe. We'll see. I've already contacted Coruchado and the Arid Lord to see if they're available tomorrow. And I'm waiting actually to hear back from Coruchado to see if he is available. If he is, we may be doing another run tomorrow. And I know that's completely different. It's out of left field. It's unscheduled. But I think I would like to do it because I'm very, very disappointed with how it turned out earlier this week. I wanted to have like a final great run between the three of us, and it just didn't happen. And also the game glitching out completely screwed us over. Alright, so we will see. We will see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. All right? I don't know if it's going to come together. If it doesn't come together, then more than likely tomorrow will just be more Nuka World. But if it does come together tomorrow, maybe more Black Ops 3, the actual final Zombies co-op, after it kind of failed, you know, earlier on. All right? So we'll see. I'll let you know overnight once I get more information. I hear back from everyone. I'll let you know how that's going to go down. Okay. Alright, so what else? Not much. I want to get started with Nuka World, and like I said at the beginning of the pre-stream, I'm not expecting a lot of people here. I'm really not. I think this is going to be a laid-back, more chill stream, which is fine. It's not a big, major new release. It's not something people were really massively looking forward to. More than likely, the people who are swinging by are just here to relax and watch a little bit of gameplay and have, you know, a more chill experience rather than be all super hyped about a new release, and I'm okay with that. So, thanks to those of you who are here. I appreciate it. I'm certainly not going to go into massive detail with plugs today. There's no reason to, alright? The quick things I'll throw out there is that this week on KO Gaming, I put out a lot of videos. I put out a review of Attack on Titan as well as a full review of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So I hope you'll definitely check those out. They're both live over on KO Gaming. You can check those out at your leisure. Also, on the King Hate Vlogs, I did 2 videos, which I rarely do these kind of videos, but I did 2 this week. One was regarding how supposedly YouTube ad revenue, ads were being removed from people's videos and all of that, and I did a whole vlog about that, explaining how it doesn't even affect me because I don't do the kind of silly practices of the people who are being affected negatively by this. I never have, alright? So that's one vlog, and then I also did a vlog when the PS4 Pro and Slim were announced earlier this week. So check those out. Both those are live on the King of Hate Vlogs. And by the way, after today's stream, I'll be uploading this the second part, excuse me, of the 2-part DSP Tries It series regarding Devour microwave meals. You have got to see this. If you've never watched an episode of DSP Tries It before, you've got to see this one. I mean, it's ugh. Even now, I'm starting to feel sick. Let's put it that way. This is something you'll not fucking believe that they're actually selling as a food item. Let's put it that way. So, there you go. Now, what else? Not too much. I'll just say this. Patreon, I'll throw it out there. Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. As you know, this month, the goal, if we hit my funding level, is a Halloween horror marathon where people who pledge $5 or more will be nominating and voting on games for me to play during this marathon at the end of October. I'll be getting a costume. I'll be on webcam. It'll be fun. It'll be like 3 or 4 horror-themed games. So please pledge if you haven't. You have until the end of the month to do so. If we hit the funding level, that's going to be a fun event. Okay? I will say this as well. I certainly don't know how many people who pledge watch this pre-stream. So I'll actually mention it tomorrow as well in the weekend preview. But some people message me, they were first-time pledgees in August, and they messaged me this week with their info to get their forum accounts upgraded, and then like 2 days later they messaged me again, my forum account's not upgraded. Well, that's not how it works. What happens is, on a Sunday night, I'll message you on Patreon, you give me your info, and then 1 week later, on the next Sunday night, I collectively get all that info from the week, and I send it to my webmaster all in one go, so he can upgrade everyone together, and so no one falls through the cracks. Because if every single time that someone messaged me, I just sent that to my webmaster, he'd end up getting 12, 15, 20, 30 emails, and if one of them slips through the cracks, it means someone doesn't get upgraded. So rather than do that, we purposely wait and collect it all so everyone can be upgraded. I think the problem here is some people are nervous because right now there's a poll on thekingofhate.com for the upcoming retro game playthrough, and right now Banjo-Kazooie is winning the poll, and I think a few people who need to have their forum accounts upgraded want to vote on that poll eagerly. Don't worry, you will be upgraded way ahead of time. That poll doesn't expire until next weekend, so you're going to have the entire week. You're going to upgraded probably early this week, and you'll be able to vote. Okay? All right. That's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to say. You can check out my girlfriend's business, The Black Current, handmade glycerin soaps, wax tart melts. In fact, now that it's almost fall, things are getting cooler, right? You might want to consider a nice wax tart melt. A little wax cube with a nice scent in it to make your house smell good. You can buy a wax tart melter anywhere for like $10, and it's much better as an option to make your house smell good than, say, a candle, because a candle has open flame. You got to deal with a lighter and all that. None of that with a wax tart melt. It's actually a lot easier to use and a lot safer. So definitely consider checking out her business, etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. All right, that's it. That is it. I'm going to start with gameplay. It's fine that we don't have a lot of people on stream. I don't really care. It's going to be more chillax. So, all right, here we go, everyone. Let's begin. Thanks for being here. And I haven't used that thing in a while, so I figured I would. Let us begin. Very nice.